Mount Shasta City Park. I think it's the place for interviews. Ben, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Ben Cabias. I'm coming here from Colorado, kind of on a whim. Been going up and down the West Coast. I had some kind of prophetic instances that occurred in me showing up here. So I make jewelry for a living, right? Like, this is one of my pieces. This is like my crowning masterpiece, right? I'm very, like, my life's work is basically following the idea of compounding skill over time. You can apply the same principles you use for investment to the pursuit of any skill, relationship, being able to work within a community for the sake of impact. Look at things through a very entrepreneurial type A lens. The more I'm on my journey, I'm meeting a bunch of very spiritual people. And it's funny because, like, I'm meeting them and we're saying the exact same shit with real different language. I'm talking in, like, type A personal development, and they're talking in, like, Krishna. And, like, let's say a flowier, more ethereal state. I don't know. I'm from Boulder, so I'm kind of familiar with the language, right? But anyway, so this story, right? So I was walking down Pearl Street. I'm with a buddy of mine who, at one point, we were, like, living outside together. I was, like, making jewelry by day. He was playing music. We go to shows every night. So much fun. But, like, this is a magical critter. But I ate a sliver of paper, which sometimes taps you into something, right? And I also read this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's basically like the manifestation blueprint from Henry Ford, John Rockefeller, and Andrew Carnegie's, like, personal life about what it took to take an idea and then make that real for the sake of, like, creating impact in the world. And I was walking down the street. I had this image of a car I wanted. I was, like, ready to 10% myself to death, whatever it took to get this. There's also a really pretty girl I was swooning over who recently got a car stolen, and it was meant as a gift for her. But yeah, I don't know. If you swoon hard over someone, you can literally just flip your pinky, flip a mountain with your pinky just to make somebody smile. For real. But anyway, so I'm walking down the street. I got this image of this car in my head. We stopped to talk to this dude who's, like, sitting down playing a steel guitar, and he's killing it. He's got his other friend, like, beating on this, like, box drum thing with him. And we started talking. Apparently, like, we knew some of the same people. We're like, man, oh yeah, Michael, yo, like, that guy, man, he left this car, like, he was going to the West Coast, car broke down, and he just left that in my yard. I'm about to go put a free sign on this and throw this up next to the college and call it good. Like, I'm sick of this in my yard. I was like, holla. He's like, be at my house at 10 tomorrow. So I go grab this car, show this to the girl who I was swooning over, thinking I am knight in shining armor. And she's like, oh man, that's cool, just kind of blown away, but, like, title? I was like, oh, the title, like, dude signed it in his name but never got it registered. She's like, oh man, well, I don't know. She was rather flustered at the time too. Like, I don't take this personal, because honestly, in her shoes, receiving a gift like that from a stranger who's, like, in a romantic sense is rather, it's a lot. But yeah, it turned me down on it, ended up ghosting me. Now I got this car. The car had, like, one of the cylinders out. I didn't get that fixed for a minute. So the catalytic converter, which is worth more than the car to get it replaced, which would have been what it took to pass emissions in Boulder. So I just left Oregon plates on it. Then I'm working myself in a hole. Like, I finally got an apartment of my dreams, right? Well, actually, it wasn't that nice at all. It was just an apartment. But, like, I owned all of my time and all of my ability to create value within my life. I was going as hard as I possibly could at the jewelry thing, but there's a difference in between knowing your trajectory and knowing your blueprint, and also walking it, but having your heart to fuel your steps. Like, I wasn't feeling my impact. Had some other stuff that was rather rough, but ended up, like, not being, like, I was working like 70 hours a week, still couldn't fuel the thing. Boulder's also wicked expensive. So I ended up losing my place. I was like, all right, I got this car. It's got Oregon plates. It's got this little sticker on it. Gives me half-price coffee at this weird spot in Willamette Valley on Fridays or whatever the fuck. There's a drive-through. I was like, all right, well, hey, let's send it, go get some coffee. I also do downhill longboarding, which like, you're going like, I don't know, I've broken 55 miles an hour on a longboard. We get psyched about that, but if you're in one area, you're skating the same hills over and over and over again. So I was like, all right, let me go skate something new. So I came out here to the West Coast. Also came out here as a kid and like hitchhiked up and down the thing, and honestly, it's how I started my career with jewelry. So I came out here, get reconnected in my heart, as opposed to like, you can intellectually know something, but knowing it in your heart, and knowing that the work you're going to do is going to make an impact, A, on the world around you, B, in your own life, and like, C, still be like leaving a legacy, you know? Like I want to live dedicated to the best mark that I can leave in the world through my art. That's my goal. That's pretty cool too, because I mean, like, all of my materials are gonna out-survive me by a long way. I mean, rocks been here for millions of years.
Nuts. Wow.
Yeah, my whole goal when I started, like, part of it, Indiana Jones, you know, somebody like excavate that one day, be like, shit, this belongs in a museum, and instead take it home to their wife. Create joy, you know. But yeah, that eventually led me to Shasta. Yeah, over my journey, doing a lot of work on my subconscious magnet, because I mean, like, our subconscious leads our patterns, and our patterns lead our lives. And the second you make that a conscious choice to program your subconscious magnet, you have to do that physiologically. Like, we have emotional wiring, and like an emotional home, like, man, no matter what happens, it seems like happy people get happy, sad people get sad, guilty people get guilty, angry people get angry. Like, you got to be wiring yourself for the sake of where you want to end up. And I'm out here to do that, and like try and connect with each community that I can in a way that like brings the most good. And that's the goal. That's what I'm trying to do with my art right now, as well as go real fast down mountains. The other day I went, I hit 40 miles an hour, or 39.7 on Mount Shasta coming down, and my legs are like torched. God, so sore. Like, basically you're doing wall sits for like 10 minutes.
Wow, that's nuts. I can't imagine. You're wearing a bunch of gear, right?
Yeah, no, I got a full face helmet. I want racing leathers. I would love to get a sponsorship. Like, that was my goal when I was a kid, is become a sponsored skater. But like, switched over from skating traditional parks and whatnot, because that's real high impact. You get tendon injuries. Those are rough. Road rash, relatively easy to heal from. Comparatively, I mean, like, as long as you don't end up face to face with a car. But yeah.
So off topic, but what are your feelings on psychedelics?
No, not off topic at all. All right, those are like the play version of a doorway to something to bring the gateway in between our thoughts and reality, right? Like, all things kind of break down into vibration. If we can tailor our subconscious mind, we can create whatever in our material world through thought. And we can create whatever potential within ourselves. That's the thing that's like the important thing, is creating potential within yourself through like focusing on your internal drive. While
you're on hallucinogens, you mean? Or just in general? How did
in that... life, the thing that a lot of people cross a line with, drugs are toys. Not so serious. If you take them lightly, fun is fun. Let fun be fun. I say this after like years of hustling, like, all right, so my specific kind of jewelry, right? Like, in Denver, this is very culturally associated with jam band music and electronic music. Like, most of the backbone, all right, like, every culture needs a wealth umbrella and an export, right? So in that export we have to the rest of the world is a good time and basically setting for hallucinogens, as well as the sale of. So the financial backbone that kind of funds all of that shit in the culture in general is hallucinogens, and let's be real, blow, and of course alcohol. Alcohol makes shows happen. Pay your bartender, tip him well. Yeah. But anyway, after being pretty well versed in that, I've seen a lot of people real fucking spun out, but still like practical in a spiritual manner. But that doesn't enable you in life, right? And that's because people started taking stuff that was a toy and trying to take it way too serious. It's one thing to be able to unlock those things with your mind, right? Like on your own. Let's say it's real easy to take responsibility for where a car is going. It's not easy to take a responsibility for where a V2 rocket is going. Hallucinogens are your V2 rocket version of learning in life. I mean, like, yeah, go play, have a damn good time, party about it, but let a party be a party.
Yeah. What are some types of hallucinogens that you would not try or mess with?
None. Like, wait, are you asking me in the terms of advice, or are you asking me a personal question for preference?
Just you for preference for you.
For me, all right.
Yeah,
like,
because no, I mean, who cares?
Kittens, wicked fun, real cool.
What is?
Kittens.
What's that?
Ketamine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kittens. Like,
I haven't
kittens,
done it ever.
Dude, all right, so it's pretty cool. It like takes all of your thought concepts in the world, like the idea of tree now becomes a block, in which you can say, oh, trees now, they chop. That's another aspect of tree. So like all of your thinking and all of your conceptions become building blocks, and you can see how they build upon each other. All dissociatives, God, I had a relationship with cold medicine when I was young, and like that really goes into that aspect of mental thinking, and it's useful, it's cool. Fucking acid, wonderful in both very, very small and very, very large doses.
So what are
like,
some
let
misconceptions maybe that people might have about acid that you might want to clear up?
Don't pay more than $3 a hit. If you're doing more than that, you're doing it wrong. And I guess that's not true on the East Coast, but I mean, like, anything until Denver, I mean, like, paying more than $3 a hit.
I mean, do you see little green Martians and stuff?
Fuck them. Like, I've taken a half sheet. Some of my boys would like
What's
snort.
A sheet?
Sheet's 100, so 50. Fucking some of my boys that snort raw, in which case they were doing like 20 sheets at a time.
So that's like 2,000 hits.
2,000 hits, yeah. And like, yeah, I mean, like, acid is a precarious thing. You get thrown out into the world, and you have to figure out your own way back. It takes a very strong mind, and it is a mental exercise. Acid's not comfortable. Ketamine's great because it lasts an hour. But it's also pretty fucking addictive. I've seen people go down paths where some of my old roommates were like doing 10 grand a pop in their nose. It was fucked up. That wasn't a fun time to see. But like, yeah, like anything can be used wrong, anything can be used right. Or just have fun, fuck it. Don't fuck yourself over. Life's a hell of a lot more fun if you're not like fried. You know? I've had to work my way back from being fried, and like what it's made me though is really, really fucking articulate about getting results for what I'm doing, and like seeing the difference in between getting stuck in your head and results oriented thinking. Yeah, I don't know, mushrooms are really cool too. Those are one that like I've been fully immersed in the water, so now I only really dip a toe in, and that's just more than enough. That's cool. I'll desire more. Nitrous is fun.
You know about the nitrous oxide mafia?
Those guys aren't fun. Still haven't really hung out in the East Coast, but I've heard stories of like, oh, you're on our lot, well, we'll wrap your lips around the fucking hose and just freeze your lungs and then you die.
Yeah.
Fucked up shit.
Basically, it's like at like jam bands and stuff on the East Coast and festivals. Like if you're there trying to sell nitrous, because people will go and get, it's like helium.
Disco biscuits.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll like just hit it, and people will come by in like golf carts, and they've already paid off like the festival, and they probably are like a part of what organizes it. And
part of what paid for it.
Yeah, and they'll like roll in, on these golf carts, and they'll like kill people over like basically selling nitrous oxide.
Territory.
It's over territory. So they're like literally killing people over who gets to sell nitrous oxide out of balloons at festivals. They're called the nitrous mafia, the nitrous oxide mafia. That's real.
That's the thing. I mean, like, all right, fucking at Fish in Denver, like that's like the thing. They have like a lot. Like it's immensely prevalent, but like guys are coming out with like 20 grand a piece over the weekend, and there's like 300 people selling nitrous. So that's like they're trying to corner the market and defend that in a very like, hey, we're making like life-changing money right now. But of course, I mean, like anytime you're absorbing yourself in a business that like, I mean, like nitrous, whatever, it's fun. Not exactly hurting people, kinda. People do get wicked addicted to it. But like, you play in Spunyon Land, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Play fluffy games, win fluffy prizes. Play serious games, get serious prizes. Play shitty games, but get shitty prizes. In the case of nitrous, it's like playing very aggressive, dangerous games and winning dangerous prizes that come and go too easy. Yeah.
So, tell me about a fish that got away.
Girl?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I can't lie. I'm so career obsessed. I don't spend the time looking. It's a really fucking important part of life. It's a really, really good part of life.
All right, what about the career that got away?
Oh no, I'm pursuing that. No. You don't take purpose and walk the other way from it, you know?
Yeah.
Live purpose. But I mean, like, love could be the purpose, but 70 hours a week, you don't really. Man, I want my career to support a relationship. That's what I want.
Cool, well, you'll do it.
No doubt. No doubt. Wait till I'm engraving Rolexes. That's the next mission. All right, like, you see, this is wire, right? I've got fabrication skill and casting skill. I'm really trying to take that to the moon. Like, my ultimate vision, like, I've done one wedding ring like this that was ill. So casting, you're making a wax mold, and you put it basically in a block of concrete, replace that with molten silver. So, like, you can cast any given design. I had this piece that was like, looked like a 3D piece of graffiti around her finger. I would love to have met them in person. I don't know, I run most of my business online, but like, yeah.
Do you have any final awesome words to share? Any messages or any advice or any...
Damn straight. All right.
If tie it all up, or what do you got to do? You go for it.
Yeah, no. All right. So as an artist, right? Like, what this is celebrating the beauty of the world. Beauty is the potential that lies within all of us. The important part is you cannot see beauty unless you are beauty. Anything you've ever appreciated that is out in the world is an empathy for what also resides within you, right? If you can see it, if you can imagine it, if you can feel it, you can truly do that. There are two different types of people in this world, right? There's one set, or two different mindsets, because you aren't your thoughts. You aren't your current state. You can be anyone who you train yourself to be. On one level, right, if you can do anything you put your mind to and you're willing to put back the effort, fuck. You can serve anything, be anything, accomplish anything, and do it in integrity, right? When you start thinking you can't, that's when you start making compensation not compensation. Help me with the word here. Compromise. You're trying to compromise for your situation, right? And you end up making compromise after compromise after compromise until you have lowered your standard to a point where you're like, all right, well, I really need this, but like, but I could steal it. Or I could, like, put this person in a fucked up position to get it. No, be the I can person. Be the I can person. You will infinitely grow stronger from it. It's taking a bet on yourself. Every time you bet on yourself, win or lose, you get the opportunity to grow. Every time you bet on something exterior, right? You're taking a bet that, hey, if it works out, that's cool. If it didn't work out, that's cool. But you ain't in the captain's seat. It doesn't really get you to bet that much better in the future. So definitely bet on you. Bet on you. Go as big as you can and never stop dreaming. No doubt.
That's awesome.
Find joy in every step too, because fuck yeah. Why not? What else we got to do but have fun? Life's a party.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, loving you so much. Thank you.
Loving you too, man. It's a pleasure.
Ben, heck yeah. Can't wait to formulate some plans.
Yo, you want to see the jewelry though?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we run, I forgot about that. Yeah.
No worries. Everyone. So here's the
Oh,
case.
wow, no way.
Right? I got some really
These are all
intense
made
stuff
by
in here.
hand?
Yeah. So all of this is just strands of wire. These are all silver. This is a collaboration with an artist, Jacob Mazon, who's absolutely fucking mind-blowing. This is something special. This is Vorpal Vortex, Tanzanite sapphires, amethyst, sapphire, and this guy is Big Spite, red emerald. According to geology.utah.gov, because Utah is the only place you can find that, it's the 5th rarest stone in the world. Fucking, it is 1,000 times as expensive as gold by weight, and then 150,000 times as rare as diamonds. We also got this guy. This is Holly Blue Agate. Comes from one mine exclusively in Oregon. That mine is now closed, so all the Holly Blue that has ever been in circulation is all there will ever be. I got that decked out with amethyst, tanzanite, Herkimer diamond, and blue topaz, sapphires, and kyanite. And my mission along this, like every time, if you're an artist, you have to give yourself a specific metric for growth that you can say I did or did not do that. Over the whole over this whole journey, I've made a standard for myself that everything I make, I'm making double-sided so that I can grow my skill set as an artist. Constantly be pushing one metric or another, you know?
Yeah, wow.
Compound that over 12 years, this is what you get. Compound that over the next 20. Oh man, I ain't done yet.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And how did they? How would they buy these if they were interested?
Ben Capius Designs on Facebook, also on Insta. Hit me up, message me personally, or you can check out my website, bencapiusdesigns.com. Down for custom work, down for some custom work. We can talk about it, you know?
Yeah, and that'll be in the
table.
description, guys. So look down underneath. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Much love, everybody. Keep living your absolute best life. Be inspired. Take nothing less.
Awesome. Thank you.